Hi guys, my name is Louise. I am a physical therapist, personal trainer and online fitness coach, and that means I help women just like you get in the best shape of your life. It is January. Tomorrow I have a super hectic day, and I just know I won't really have that much time to sit down and eat a proper meal. So instead I've decided to make my protein breakfast cake, and even though I call it a breakfast cake, it can also work for lunch, dinner, pre-post workout, anything, any type of meal that you can imagine where you need good amount of protein, good amount of carbs, good amount of fiber, a little bit of healthy fat, and you don't have a lot of time to sit down and eat, or you're just craving something sweet but healthy. And I'll just show you right over here. This is the finished result. And what I'll do is I'll cut it into little slices like this, and then I'll just bring it in a Tupperware. Right now it's really hot, so I won't do it now because it needs to cool down, but then I'll cut it up in slices, bring it in a Tupperware, and then I can just have a little bite-sized snack whenever I feel like it. It's sweet, it's yummy, super healthy, and if you're ready, I am going to show you how I made this. Here on the table I've laid out everything I'm going to need. The protein powder, I'm using oats, I'm using egg whites. You can also use regular eggs, but since this recipe requires 200 grams of egg whites per portion, I think this is so much faster and easier. But of course just use regular eggs and take out the yolk if you want to have the same macros as I have in this recipe. If you want, you can also use the full egg. Just know that there will be a little bit more fat in your cake then. Then I have sweetener, cinnamon, salt, bananas, and normally I make this with blueberries, but today I have a couple of apples here. You can see they're like really sad to look at, kind of like wrinkly, and they need to be eaten, so I'm going to put them in this recipe. This is going to be 2 meals, so I'm going to make a double portion, but I'll give you the ingredients for 1 portion, and just so you know that in this recipe I'm doing double, and you can do the same if you want to make for 2 days or for 2 meals. And you need protein powder. I'm going to use this one from Optimum Nutrition. You can also use a vegan protein, or you can skip the protein altogether. Then of course you'll have a lower amount of protein in the recipe and it'll be a little less sweet, but you can do it without protein powder if you want to. So I have my blender, and I'm going to take first 200 grams of egg whites, and as I said, I'm making a double portion, but for 1 portion you need 200 grams of egg whites. Then I'm going to add 50 grams of oats. And again, I'm making double, so I'm using 100 grams, but for 1 portion, it's 50 grams of oats. Followed by 30 grams of protein powder. ,100 grams of banana. All we need to do now is add a bit of salt and some cinnamon. This goes particularly well with the apple, but also when you make it with blueberries, just put cinnamon in it. If you like cinnamon, just pop it in there. It makes everything better. And then you can add a bit of the liquid sweetener. Honestly, with the protein powder, it's not really necessary, so I'm not gonna add too much, but just a little bit, because I like it sweet. Then you pop on the lid. And then it's time to blend. And then I'm going to chop up my apples and see if these are fine. It looks fine inside, so I will just chop off this one first. Actually, what I do, I don't actually put this in the dough, so do this here quickly. I'm gonna save the apple until after I've blended everything else. And I think it tastes better if you take off the peel, but you can also keep the peel on. It's just up to you what your taste buds like. I use 50 grams of apple per portion, so about one whole apple is usually around 100 grams, and that should be fine. So now for the next step, and I don't know where my baking trays are, so I've had to use like this big, this huge thing, and hopefully this is gonna turn out okay. Normally though, I would use like a normal little baking you know, like the high edge baking thingies, and put it in there and make it like a proper cake. This is going to be more like a flat thingy, but yeah, I couldn't find it. I have no idea where they are, so this will have to do. I think it's going to turn out just fine though, so let's see. Taking my dough and I'm literally just pouring it onto the plate. I kinda like when there's a little bit of banana lumps left, so that's why I didn't blend it too much, but here you go. Put this down here, and now the last touch will be adding the apples, and I just kind of put them on there. And because I love my cinnamon so much, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon on here again, because I think it gives it like a really yummy taste. And now pop it in the oven. I usually put it on hot air and 175 degrees for about 15 minutes. It's been 15 minutes now, and I'm pretty sure it's done. There we go. So I'm just gonna leave this to cool off. one portion contains 508 calories, 47 grams of protein, 67 grams of carbs, and 6 grams of fat. So it works out to be just about what a normal breakfast, lunch, or dinner would be. I love it for breakfast because it's sweet and I like a sweet breakfast, but you can use it for any meal throughout the day. If you're in a hurry, if you need something practical, it's also a great post or pre-workout meal if you want those carbs and protein before or after your workout. So that was all for me today. I hope you like this recipe. I hope you give it a try. It's much easier than making pancakes. It takes much less time because you just finish up the dough, pop it in the oven, wait 15 minutes, and then it's ready. You don't have to like flip the pancakes and everything that you do if you make pancakes or waffles or something like that. So that was all for me today. This is my meal prep for tomorrow, and now I know that I'm gonna get very tasty, healthy, and easy to eat on the road food, which is just what I need for a busy day like tomorrow. I hope you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and also pop by my Instagram and my blog to check out more free content like this every single week. And remember to train right and stay fit. Bye!